That was the second peak. You know, the thing, the Connor.
Yep.
And then what kept on
I think what's just
de-escalation?
helped is just
consistency.
consistency. I have not missed an upload since going full time. My biggest break from streaming was like when I go to an event.
Yep.
Like for example, TwitchCon. I know this. Like for example, we talked about it before streaming, but I knew this would be a down month in regards to numbers and growth and stuff like that because we went to Vegas. I had to take a couple days because I wasn't feeling well. We're doing TwitchCon. I'm gonna go visit my friends in college. Like I have been on an unreal grind, and this is part of the balance. But I knew this would be a month where numbers would be lower because I'm not live 200 hours.
How does that? How much does that affect you? Obviously, because it's gaming and what we do, and when Pomaj said that it was the hardest job in the world, he didn't mean it like in a general sense. He meant it the hardest job he's ever done personally. And I understand. Like for example, I worked my first job when I was like 8 years old was helping my uncle bring groceries from El Paso, Texas, America to Mexico, and we didn't have a car, so we walked. I climbed the bridge, did the bridge, came down, and then we still had like miles, and I'm carrying big duffel bags of pots, pans, and a whole bunch of other shit. That was my first job. Second job was also with my uncle. I was mowing like the factory that he worked at's grass.
Yep,
and then after that, I worked with my grandfather. I was like 10 years old. I was working with my grandfather cutting down boxes to go sell the carton somewhere else. This is all in Mexico. And so fast forward a whole bunch of years. Corporate America, from banking to mortgages to insurance. Those sort of corporate jobs are tough, sure, but nothing is tougher than being left to your own devices, and whatever you put in, hopefully you're gonna get out, because you can quit. And anytime somebody says like, "Yo, is me quitting my job and doing this full time what I need to do to succeed?" The answer is always no. The answer is go to work, keep your job, and then only until you start making a good enough, match to what your living situation is, can you even consider going part-time. 100%. And then can you consider that? Luckily for me, I made the jump when I needed to make the jump, and there was never any failure in my head. There was never, I remember clearly situations in where I'll be in my townhouse in the loft area where I'll be playing video games. And at the time it was like Call of Duty 4, because I was making videos for free. And I remember like family members would come, and I would be upstairs, and I wouldn't go downstairs to say hello. I wouldn't go down there to say hi because I was focused on something. Yeah. And there was no failure in my. I knew that this was going to happen, and it's fucked up that I thought that way, because I put a lot on the line on just a feeling that I knew that I was that was going to succeed, or that there was no end. There was no end in sight, but I knew that that I would be in a really good position if I just focused, gave it my all, and did all the right moves at all the right times, man.
It's true.
It's
the same feeling I've got with my sort of things. It's like when you go to build something, especially of your own, and this, it's like if there's one thing I know I can rely on in my career, in my life, is that I will work as hard as it takes.
Yep.
That will never not be a thing.
Yeah.
And that could be, maybe I'm going to be 60 and look back and be like, why didn't I take more time?
Yeah.
For certain things.
Yeah.
But
this is living, though. This is living.
I'm not, it's not like I'm working. I'm not working for someone else.
Yeah.
Two, I'm building I'm in what I love.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing this is my ultimate dream.
Yeah.
I go live and get to play video games with my best friends.
Yeah.
And have fun. I played COD with David Vonderhaar, Legion, and Post Malone yesterday.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
And the best part of that was, as you saw, like from my tweets and on my Twitch, that was a paid stream.
Yeah.
Like I was paid for those games. That was the most fun thing ever.
Yeah.
Like that. Again, that's another thing. If you told younger me, that would just never be. But the only reason I got there is from literally never making sure that no matter what scenario I got and whoever I worked with, they know like they can rely on me.
Yeah, and again, going back to the toughest job I personally, and it is the toughest job I personally ever had, and maybe I didn't take. I set out to be a content creator. Because of my age, I ended up being a manager of players, and then from there, I'm like, wait a minute, I guess I'm the CEO too.
Yeah.
And then I took that path, but it was the toughest. Although it's beautiful, and I would never trade it for the world. It changed my life for the better, and not only my life, but my family's life. But it was tough, man, because there's no sick days. There's no I don't want to get up, or I don't want to stay up, or I don't want to do the extra work.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's no hours in esports and gaming if you want to make it. It is a 24/7 job that does not sleep. If a player calls me at 11 p.m. at night and says, hey, you need to come and get me out of my girlfriend's house, I'm going to say, I'm on my fucking way.
Yeah.
I'm going to call up Embo's fucking big timer and Mike, and we're gonna be like, yo, we gotta go here and we gotta do something. So we get there, stealth mission bravo. Okay, we get there, everything's quiet.
Good job,
It's 11. It's quiet, the street's dark, there's not, so we look like thieves, so like we're about to kidnap someone, but no, it is a rescue mission, officers.
Yeah.
Okay. And
what you don't
bro,
get.
it was wild, bro. Like this is a 24/7 job, and the only way to succeed and make a living off of this is if you give it your goddamn all. There's no failure. The only failure is if you don't give it your all.
Yeah.
And when people say, hey man, you know, blah 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 blah, like, you know, I can't do something. It's a Saturday and Sundays, like family time. It's like, all right, cool, that's fine. Awesome. Spend it with your family, love your family, you know, family first, all that jazz. But don't expect to be as successful as the guy that says, you know what, I'm going to do this while I'm spending time with my family. I'm going to make it work because I know how to balance shit.
You know, like, what's funny you bring that up, because like what makes me think of that too, and this isn't necessarily esports related, but I've been listening to the Michael Jackson song, like all night long or whatever. I forget the exact.
All night long.
No. Hold on. No, not that. That's not.
All night.
Hold on. This is actually important. I'm pulling it up. Rock with you all night. Na, na, na. So the reason why I'm listening to that is because
I don't know that song.
okay, well, it's literally, if you heard it, you'd know it.
Yeah.
In the last 2 days, this video has gone viral of this guy in like France moonwalking and dancing to the song. And it's an incredible dance and moonwalk, and it just makes you feel good because he crushes it. Everyone in the background's looking at him. It's awesome. Shared by The Rock, shared by LeBron. This guy had like 5,000 followers on Instagram and now has like 400,000 in 2 days, not even. And like, he can't believe it. It's a French dude. And you see him like reposting all the celebrities posting it. But like, I love that, right? But then what I also love is scrolling through his timeline and seeing like all the videos of him doing that with no recognition and all the photos and the stuff. And like, he's now blown up and will probably be able to make some sort of career off of this, even more.
If
he was already a dancer. But I'm scrolling and seeing all of his other Michael Jackson ones that never caught fire, took that one to really just boom.
Yeah.
And you never know when that's going to happen, you know, with social media and stuff like that. I mean, this guy now has the video of the week. I guarantee you, when you watch it later after this, you're gonna like watch it and be like, that made me feel good. And like, you love that stuff. And that's one thing I really have a blast with social media. Like, I know, don't get me wrong, am I addicted? Sure. Am I always checking it? Absolutely. Is it my business? Yes. And like, it's huge of what I do.
But are you being antisocial when you do that? Because I hate when we're at a table and, you know, somebody looks over at another table and everybody's on their phones and like, he's like, oh wow, look, they're having a good time with their people, or like they sort of down talk, not enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
But me, I'm like, I can multitask. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go to lunch, no one ever says, yo man, you're checking your phone, spend time with me. And we're spending time. And not only are we spending time, but we, in the history of the human race, we have never been as connected as we are right now to the entire world as it is right now. So when you're taking the 10 seconds or 15 seconds to parallel spend time with you, while I'm also simultaneously spending time with, you know, the 50,000 people that are following me on whatever social media outlet and I'm communicating with them or having a conversation, checking Reddit to see like what's happening. Yeah. Like there's this sense of connectivity that people don't fully grasp yet, you know? There is many channels that your brain can interact with. I mean, think about when you're playing a sport, you know, you're subconsciously controlling all of your movements while at the same time processing and analyzing the play, you know, calculating, you know, the trajectory of the ball, and then you're thinking in the future as to how you're going to do that, while at the same time communicating with other people, telling them, you know, go through the back, you pass it to me, you cut here, block this guy. Like, it's the same thing what you're doing, but guess what? You're having a burger, spending time with your boys while doing that. And more often than not, you're checking something and you're like, hey, look, you know, because how often when you're playing, okay, and I'm using quotation marks for those who are watching on iTunes, Google, podcast, SoundCloud, and all these audio. I gotta get a Like this.
jingle?
Here's a perfect example.
Okay.
Jack, give me your spiel. What's your social media outlets?
You can follow me at CourageJD on all major social medias, including Discord, where we have 5,000 active members. Twitch Prime is a server side. I have on Twitch where you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account to receive once you've
See that I need to do that for the podcast. Like
You give me your plugs and I
yeah, so you can watch us on YouTube. And
Did you see the Nate Shot clip from his vlog from Vegas? Did you
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what I
yeah.
shared? He's like,
Jack,
"Yo, Jack, go get my camera. On your way back, can you bring my camera? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
You kidding me? The second he said that to me, second he said, "Can you bring my camera?"
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I knew it. When I recorded that on the floor, I was 2 steps outside my hotel room on the way back to yours, and you know that walk.
Yeah.
Because I already knew what I was going to do. I
Yeah.
already knew that I was going to plug all my stuff in an instant.
Yeah.
And have a blast with it.
And I'm happy that he left it on because it would have been
Well,
really
he
easy
didn't
for.
edit it.
No, but he's like, I'm sure his editor, like my editor's like, yo, you want me to leave this in here? You know,
Sure.
Yeah,
I definitely think Nate Shot saw that video before it went up. Mm-hmm.
you don't think so? Actually, you know what? I don't look at mine either anymore.
I just, nine times out of 10, I don't. Unless it's a video I'm really looking forward to. But like 9 times out of 10, I lived the content.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
When I start my mornings, I'm like, I get up, I shower, I do this, I do this, I do this. My videos are typically up for when I wake up, but like my videos are 12 to 16 minutes in length. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to get ready to stream and eat and do whatever I need to do, like answer emails. So I'm like, I know Swappa crushed it.
Yeah.
He's my biggest ally.
Bro, that you getting that your ally, as you just call him, your helper, made me get my Maddie.
Yeah.
You know, made me be okay to release control of my situation. And Judith had a lot to do with that as well, because she told me, she's like, you're not Casey Neistat. And I said, you said fucking what? I'm kidding. No,
That reminded me of, oh, you weren't on that podcast, damn it. That reminded me of Will when he was like, I said, bitch.
he's like, I'm gonna what's that? Did it hurt?
That was when Jack cut into the
Oh, my hat.
so
How's
good.
my hair, Matt?
Never looked better.
Yeah, good. All right, I'm gonna leave it so my hat fell. Anyway, so she's like, you're not Casey Neistat. And I'm like, I'm like, baby, I know who I am not. You know, no. But anyway, she says like, you're not Casey Neistat. People aren't there to see how good you can edit. And as a creative person, being a graffiti writer for as long as I have, drawing since I was a kid, I wanted creativity control over that. You know, so in doing so, I said, you know what, you're right. People want to see my life as opposed to how cool my transition or how cool I edited this sequence, this transitional sequence from the time I went to my office to the time I drove here. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's give it a try. And within the first month, I saw not only an increase in the content output, but also in the freedom that I had to stay up later to vlog, because I remember playing Old Men of Optic matches and seeing 10 o'clock, and I'm like, my body is weak. It's gonna want to sleep soon. Yeah, because I don't have that ability to stay up all night ever. You know, I'm the worst human being between the hours of 1 and 5 a.m. Yeah, like don't rely on me to do anything unless it's an absolute emergency. I feel like it's a drag. I hate life. I just want to sleep. Okay. I would have to be like, all right, it's 10 o'clock. I got to get off. I got to edit the vlog, or I haven't edited the vlog, or I have to edit the vlog before I go live and stream.
That's the worst feeling.
It's the worst feeling, man. And I remember one time, when was it? I got off my stream and I'm like, holy shit, I just have to upload this. Matt's gonna edit it. And I went downstairs and I was like hanging out with Liv and Jude and the dogs. And I'm like,
this is
worth
nice.
it.
Yeah, 100%.
Worth it.
It's like when I first spoke with like Swappa, for example, I had 60,000 subs on YouTube. I wasn't making really money off of YouTube. And I told him that very up front. I saw him making memes on Twitter and I was like, bro, do you want to like get into esports? He was like, 100%. It's like, well, let's try to work together and make that more of a reality. Yeah. And you know, I tell people all the time, like, if there's ever he's based in EU, but if a company needs a European editor, if Optic were like, we need an EU guy that can edit anything we send him, like, great. He's fantastic. Yeah. And now we've got it to such a well-oiled machine. I'm at the point now where I'm basically probably just going to now give him a pay increase and just have him run everything for my channel, and like make it so that when it comes down to it, like outside of him just saying like, hey, here's what we need. Like we need more videos to stack like for when you're gone for TwitchCon or whatever. Outside of that, like I trust his vision for the channel, and like obviously I'll still give input, but